well, for one thing, I have a cold, so I'm going to be going a lot, so sorry about that. Apologies. But, hi. Another thing, I'm also in kind of a different spot. My husband is, as far as I know, sleeping in our bedroom, and the room that I usually do this in is, am I too far over? I don't know. Sorry. The room I usually do this in shares a wall with our bedroom, and I just wanted to not wake him up. Not that he wakes up easily, but I didn't want to worry about waking him up. So anyway, also I've been watching the show Girls Incarcerated, Young and Locked Up on Netflix. It's definitely in no way, shape, or form any kind of money thing, but I found, well, I've seen this show come up on my Netflix, and so I finally decided to watch it, and I've watched like 3 or 4, I think, episodes now. But anyway, that's what's behind me. Also, I feel like I have to cough. Anyway, this week, we'll just get right into what you're here for. This week, as the title says, I am talking about my live-in nanny job, which also happened to be watching my brother's kids, my nieces and nephews, but working for my brother pretty much. So my mom kind of hooked me up with the job. The first time I started this job, I did it for a summer, and then I did it for a year after I graduated from college. But when I first started working, like I said, I worked during the summer. I also ended up working I think like morning shifts or something, earlier in the day shifts or whatever, I don't know. Weekend, I don't remember what the days were, but I worked at Burger King for a very short time. I'm not even going to put that in there. I don't think, I probably should, but I don't think I'm going to include it because I worked there maybe like half a summer, and I don't really have much to say about it, except I did the hamburgers. I put them through this little meat thing, or this little, like, what's it called? Fryer, not fryer, whatever you put the hamburgers on, and you flip them and stuff. It was like that, but conveyor. I just put them in there, and they just went through and plopped into this little bucket, and then I moved the bucket to the line. I didn't do anything in the line, I just made the hamburgers. Not super exciting. So there was that. But anyway, I also had that job during the first summer that I worked as a live-in nanny. But my brother lives, so my hometown is one town. Where I work, or where I went to school, is about 45 minutes from there. And I don't know how far where my brother lived was from my school, but it was also 45 minutes from my parents' house. But rather than work at the factory, which I had worked also the previous summer before going to Northern Ireland on not missions trip, on a cross-cultural trip for school, my mom had me do this, or like suggested that I do this, and it worked out for everybody. Obviously helped my brother out because him and his wife both worked second shift at a different factory than where I had worked, a car factory, and I needed a job. They needed somebody to watch their kids who at the time were in elementary school. They're now, oh my gosh, no, not 14. I think he's 14. Maybe? I don't know. 13 or 14. And I think Lainey's gonna be 13, so Alan had to turn 14 this year. That just blows my mind. So crazy. They're so close to being adults. Anyway, that's not what this is about. But anyway, they were in elementary school at the time. Of course, throughout the time of watching them, well, it's my brother's 2 kids and his wife's 2 kids. They both have 2 kids from a previous marriage. they were both on their second marriage, or they're both on their second marriage now, and so they have 4 kids all together. But anyway, I got close to all the kids, especially the 3, because the other boy, well, my brother's wife has a boy and a girl, and of course my brother has a boy and a girl, and his wife's son is very quiet, and I got along with him fine, except he just doesn't talk much. So, and he's a little bit older, a year or two older than Alan, so he's at least 16 now, which, as old as they're getting, it just blows my mind. So anyway, Alan and the other girl, Cameron, are in the same grade, about the same age, they're in the same grade, and then Lainey's a year younger than them, grade-wise at least, and the other boy, AJ, is at least a year or two older than Alan and Cameron. So anyway, they were all in elementary school at this point, and I would watch them in the evenings, Monday through Friday, and take them, sometimes I picked them up from school. Yeah. If Clint wasn't able to, I would pick them up from school. He usually tried to pick them up from school before going to work, just so he could have that little time, because he only saw them like before school, and then maybe a little bit of time after school before going to work, so it kind of stunk. He didn't see them a whole lot during the week. But I really enjoyed spending time with them. I don't remember much of how things went the summer before my senior year of college, but during the year after I graduated college, I remember that a little more. I vlogged that a lot, so if you want to go deep into some of my old videos, I think one of my most viewed videos, weirdly, is Boy Wears a Skirt, which I think was like a blanket or something, but that was Alan. But anyway, if you want to see some of those videos, they're super adorable, my nieces and Alan, and AJ's cute too, but like I said, he's a little less outgoing than the others, but I really encourage you to go watch those. But I enjoyed watching them. I didn't enjoy the job in general, but I enjoyed spending time with them. What else I did a little series for a little while called Offspring versus Older, where I would interview the kids, 2 of the kids, and then I would interview, I will be talking about this job, but I worked at a hotel, and I had interview, and I think it was like once a week or something, and I would interview 2 of the kids, usually either Alan Laney or Alan Cameron, or Laney and Cameron, some mixture of that, and I would interview 2 of the people I worked with. And that was kind of fun. I think I did that for about 6 weeks. I eventually stopped doing it because my brother didn't like that the kids didn't know stuff, or that like I was putting it out there that they didn't know stuff. But that was kind of the purpose of it. It wasn't that I was trying to say anything bad about the kids. The videos were pretty much me. I would ask questions. It'd be like a holiday, and I would ask them different questions about the holiday, like different things like, why do we celebrate this holiday, and like, what do you think of leprechauns for like St. Patrick's Day, and just, I would come up with like, I think 4 or 5 questions for each holiday, and I'd ask the kids and the adults the same questions and kind of see how they differed, and like, some of the things where I didn't figure they would know necessarily. The holiday, like why we celebrated it, it was fun to see like what they thought, because obviously they're little, they're in elementary school. I don't expect them to know the answer, but it's fun to hear their thoughts on this, that kind of thing. It was really fun. I wouldn't mind bringing that back, but I don't really have, unless I would do it at church, which might be an idea. But unless I did it at church, I don't really have kids that I'm constantly around that are old enough to really talk, because the kids I babysit, the one that can talk a little can barely talk and would have no idea how to answer any questions that I would ask like that. But let me know in the comments if you think that's a neat idea, or if you've seen the videos and you think it'd be cool for me to bring that back. It kind of makes me think of Kids React, but it's not reacting, it's just like questions. I think it was a fun idea, and it was fun when I did it, and I enjoyed doing it, I enjoyed editing it. But anyway, I did that for a while, so that was fun. I have a lot of fun videos. Kids make vlogs so much more fun. So I did a lot of vlogs when I was watching them. I did some stuff where it was just me, but for the most part it was when I was watching them that I was vlogging. So that was happening. I had a room while I was living there. My room was like in the unfinished part of the basement, because like upstairs there's kind of 3 bedrooms. There was my brother and sister-in-law's bedroom. Each of the girls had a bedroom that was right next to each other, and a bathroom by there. And then the basement was, the finished part of the basement was decently big, and the boys shared that. So it's like one big open room, and there's just so much room. But yeah, the boys shared that, and then there was an unfinished part with a treadmill and some like, that's my dog, and some decorations, or decorations they weren't using, and just storage, and then my little bedroom area. That's, my brother at one point said that he would put curtains or something around to make it seem more like a room, or like a wall or something, to make it kind of more closed in, so it's actually kind of my room. And that never happened, but that's besides the point. Kind of, not really. But anyway, I want to say all the good stuff first. I also met Brett while I was working there, and working at the hotel. I was working at both places, but I think our second date, one of the dates, one of the dates, I was hanging out with him and ended up getting to my brother's late, like after he was leaving and I wasn't there to watch the kids, and they were usually fine for a little while by themselves. I ran them to soccer practices a lot. 2 or 3 of them were in soccer. No, 3 or 4 of them were in soccer, and so I ran them to and from soccer practice. I didn't really fix supper, but I was there when they ate supper, so I either fixed it or I just kind of made sure they got it, because a lot of times my sister-in-law, who's a great cook, an amazing cook, she would often make food before she'd go to work. I don't know what my dog's barking at. She's downstairs in her cage, so she's not doing anything, but I don't know what she's barking at. Anyway, so yeah, I did a lot of running here and there, and it was just, a lot of nights were just super crazy. And it's not anything to them, but like anything bad towards them, because it's just kids. But a lot of times my nieces would get up several times and want to like, just like making excuses to not have to go to bed. And I always enjoyed my time after everybody was in bed, and I could just watch TV or whatever for a couple hours, a few hours before I went to bed. And my phone's falling asleep and Peppy's freaking out. Not because my computer's falling asleep. I think it's my phone. Anyway, this is going on too long, but I really enjoyed spending time with them. But living at my brother's house, living at somebody else's house, especially when at the time, and I get along fine with my brother, we never necessarily not gotten along, but I'm glad that I left when I did and moved out when I did. But it kind of got to the point where they had a lot of passive aggressiveness, and maybe some not so passive aggressiveness. I don't know, I think I was told when I moved in that I could, well, for one thing, I could stay as long as I needed to stay, as long as I wanted to stay, or whatever, and that it was great that I was there. I told you about them possibly saying he was going to make the walls and stuff around my bed, so I could kind of have my own little room area, and so I could use whatever, just don't make a mess. And eventually it got to where if I was playing on my computer, because I had my own computer, my own laptop, not this one, but another one. If I left it upstairs, then they would take it downstairs, like, and just put it on my bed. But there were a bunch of other things upstairs, and but as long as it wasn't my stuff, it was fine. That kind of frustrated me, and made me feel like, and back when this happened, I talked to my brother about it, and like I said, there's no hard feelings, but this is kind of leading up to me moving out and stuff. But I felt like I was kind of like a Cinderella, like, you're here to watch the kids, but we don't want to see you or hear that you're anywhere near in our house. This is our house. This is not where you live. This is not your place. They never said that, but that's kind of the vibe that I got a lot of the time, because they would put my stuff like downstairs out of the way, and I was like put in the unfinished part of the basement, which I know that was the only space, but I don't know. And then like they started saying that I needed to help with groceries, and I barely used their stuff as it was, but I did eat, like, if she sticks food or whatever. But after that, I think I might have bought milk that one time when, like, he asked me to buy milk or something. So I bought milk that one time, but after that I didn't eat any of their food. That way they couldn't say that I needed to help with groceries because I wasn't eating any of their food. I bought my own food. I had cereal, and I had milk, and I had pop, I think, and I just had like cereal and milk for supper, partly because I was trying to lose weight, and so I was like, not that that's the best thing to eat, but I would have that like after the kids went to bed and stuff. That was my supper at like 9 or whatever o'clock, and I had pop that I could drink throughout the day, which also wasn't healthy, or maybe I didn't drink pop for a while, I don't know. But that was probably about all that I had food-wise, but I just bought my own food. I didn't eat their food at all, so they couldn't say anything about me needing to pay for their groceries. I was just very, I don't know, I just felt very unwanted physically there, just like I was just there to watch the kids and not to be seen or heard from. I had another time where, my brother was in the Marines, not that that was the only reason he was like this, but he was very good, I guess, about making sure his kids had chores, and each child in the family had their certain chore they had to do and stuff. My nephew Alan's chore was to take out the trash. That was his thing that he had to do. One time I came home from work or something at the hotel. I came back to Clint's house, and he had left a note saying that I need to take out the effing trash or something along those lines because I lived in this house, in the house too. And I don't know if I cried, but I was super frustrated at this because, for one thing, nobody ever asked me to take out the trash, so it's not like they had asked me several times and I just refused to do it. And also, I had assumed, because it was Alan's job, that I wasn't supposed to do it, and nobody else was supposed to do it because it was Alan's job, that he needed to do it. So that was frustrating. I remember taking a picture of that and sending that to Brett, because I was dating him at the time. But yeah, and so I was just so, and most of the actual talks that I had with my brother, I never had talks with my sister-in-law, but there were different things like the dishes that, like, I was supposed to do the dishes that we had while we were there. While I watched the kids, any dishes that got dirty while I was there, they wanted me to clean or whatever and put away or whatever. And so I did that, but I started, to be nice, I started just doing whatever dishes were in the sink to kind of help out. I would start like doing loads of laundry to get that done and stuff. And like there would be some days that I wouldn't have time or wouldn't feel like doing it. And like, since it wasn't something that they had told me to do, it's just something that I was doing to, like, on my own volition to help out. It wasn't a huge deal, I didn't feel like it was a huge deal, but I guess my sister-in-law would get frustrated when I didn't do it. She never said that to me, but she talked to my brother talked to me, and it was just, I don't know, it felt very passive-aggressive and just very, I felt like all I was there was a maid, and it was just not good for our relationship at all. But that wasn't the only reason. It was just, mainly just really frustrating to me, as far as that whole thing went. Well, like I said, I really enjoyed the kids. I enjoyed spending time with the kids. I liked that I was able to have them on video. They liked being on video and being crazy on video, and that was just good for everybody involved with the videos. Me, the kids, me, the videos. The videos were better. I had fun. They had fun. It was great. But as far as my brother and my sister-in-law went, it was just getting very passive-aggressive, and I'm quiet, so I'm not super confrontational either, and yeah, but so eventually, like May of 2014, I think it was like May 12th, specifically, maybe it wasn't the 12th, I feel like, well, maybe it was, May 12th or like 15th or something, my sister-in-law got first shift at their job. And they worked in 2 different departments, I think, but she got first shift. My brother was still on second shift at the time, but that's besides the point. They're both on first shift now, but she went on first shift, so she was on first shift, he was on second shift, and so they would always have somebody home because she was on first, he was on second shift, and so they weren't going to need me anymore. They didn't need me anymore, I don't think, and so I officially started looking for an apartment, and I think as of June 10th, which was like just about a month after she got on first shift, I was still working at the hotel, of course, at the time. I got an apartment and moved in there, and we don't see my brother a whole lot, not because of that reason. They're just kind of, they keep to themselves, don't go to a whole lot of family things. But I actually just recently texted my niece because she went to camp with us with our church last year, and is interested in going again this year. So I was kind of telling her a little bit, but yeah, that's how that went. As far as the kids, it went great. As far as the parents and my sibling, my brother and sister-in-law, it wasn't great. I get along with them fine now. I don't see them a whole lot. Like I said, nothing related to that situation, but just in general, I don't see them a whole lot. But when I do see them, I get along with them fine. Brett gets along with them fine. But it just was not, don't work for your siblings. Don't work for them. Maybe unless you're on super good terms with them, but it was just not, it was not a good situation as far as that went. It's not good. I don't think I'd do it again, unless I had to. Kind of like the factory thing, but yeah. Anyway, that's it for this video. I don't have a whole lot of stories, just a whole lot of like different little pieces, I guess, as far as that goes. But yeah, I'm sorry this video was up on Wednesday again. I'm gonna have to be like, Jenna Marbles would be like, so I have new videos, subscribe to my channel, like, have new videos up every Wednesday/Thursday, but mine will be every Tuesday/Wednesday. But anyway, thumbs up if you like this video. Please comment below if you've had a similar situation where you worked for a sibling or babysat for a sibling and it didn't really work out. Let me know how that went, or any stories, or link me to if you have a story time of your sibling doing something like that, or not doing something like working for a sibling or a sibling working for you or whatever. Tell me in the comments below. I'd love to hear your scenario, because yeah, it was definitely an experience. But anyway, I will see you probably tomorrow. Well, yeah, this is going up on Wednesday. I will hopefully see you Thursday. I'm not sure what I've vlogged for this week, but we'll find out together, I guess. Okay, so anyway, thumbs up if you liked it, comment below, and please subscribe to hear more Storytime videos, specifically about my jobs, because I'm doing a series on my jobs, story times. So I hope you have a great week, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.